Hey.
Hello.
Hello. Greetings, everybody. Who else is in the waiting room?
You have Nancy.
I gotta turn my. Somebody talk. I can't hear.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep, I can hear you.
Yep. Good.
Yep.
Richard, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Oh, boy, look at that.
Yeah. Well,
Unbelievable.
a few more are coming. I screwed up on what time it was or so on. So I'll give it a couple minutes. I don't see anybody in the waiting room. We're up to 7.
Richard Levy should be here also.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's. Didn't I just let him in?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I didn't. You're right.
No, you got Rick Shane. You just signed in.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big group. Here comes Howie, John Weather.
Rick, are you here or are you there?
I'm here. I'm in Frederick for another 2 weeks.
Oh,
Then
okay.
I'm in Idaho.
Oh, okay. Well, oh God, we got a huge group today.
Look at this.
Bruce,
Right.
I'm
And
sorry I
Weather.
didn't answer your phone call last night,
Yeah,
but I knew I was going to be seeing you.
that's fine. We can
2,
talk
4.
later.
Whole
Hi,
group.
Steve.
15
How you
people.
doing? Hello.
How are you?
Well, we're weathering the heat fairly well.
Yeah, that's great. Let's see, Tommy, you got a camera? Richard, what happened to your camera? Levy. I Robinson. Sorry, we got too many Richards here. Let's see, got everybody else.
Change their names.
Okay, I think I got everybody in. Mute, add to unmute.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
I've got echoes.
I can hear you, Tom.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
And Marty should be coming too.
Marty,
Yeah, Kenny Blane is here. Let's see.
where's he?
We just had it. Well, he just showed up.
Oh,
We got waiting room. He's joining. Boy, this could be a record at this point. Wonder if it has to do with today being a holiday. Let's see here.
well, nobody's working in this group anyway. I don't know.
Well, some people are
No.
still working, I think.
I guess.
Yeah.
I just worked very hard for 3.5 hours on the golf course.
I was about to say, Nancy, that would
Okay,
be a
who we
good
got
guess.
here? We got
Are you in Florida?
oh, Nancy, are you in Florida?
Are you in Florida?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Got
am.
an echo. I'm going to try to go on again. Go off and come on again.
Okay.
Steve, when you get started, I just wanted to say something really quickly
Sure.
to everybody.
Yep. And I'm waiting for a couple more people.
Right?
Julie wanted to say some things too. She said, who's PKR? Who is PKR?
Hey. Oh, it's my email address, Phyllis Rosen.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll change your name up here. I'll do that for you.
Where should I?
I
it's
can
up
do
to
that
the
for you.
right,
I
right?
can do that for you.
Okay.
Rename.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Phyllis.
going to tell everybody they need to put maiden names for the ladies.
We need maiden names, yeah.
Yeah. Phyllis Cantor Rosen.
Phyllis Cantor. That's
Cantor,
right.
my goodness.
Is it ER or OR? Remind me.
K-A-N-T-E-R.
ER?
E-R.
ER. Good. Okay. That's great.
And we say maiden names?
I don't know.
Maiden name, right.
I've-
Who knows?
I've never been a maiden.
Yeah. So quick question.
Not used.
Yeah. I think everybody's been here at least once before, except Rich. We
Right.
call you Rich? What do we call you these days?
Ricky Robinson.
That's I always thought.
I
Yeah.
never called him Ricky Robinson. I always called him Richard.
Richard.
So Richard, tell us
I
quickly
remember.
about yourself. Just a reminder to everybody, we have roughly 40 minutes, 45 minutes or so. But we got
Well, I'm delighted to be invited to this auspicious group. I happened to see somebody there online. I can't remember, but after I left Junior 3 and went to Trenton High, of course, a lot of you I know from there as well. I went to Rutgers, And from there, I went to medical school up here in Boston. I live in Brookline, Massachusetts right now, right just west of Boston. And what else? I became a medical oncologist, practiced for 40 years, and I retired about 7 years ago. So, I've been back to Trenton once with my two brothers to go back to our old house. That was years ago. My brothers, Marty and Lee. I think Nancy knows her. There's several of, we know several of the sisters in the family, I
Right.
think. So I'm retired and enjoying things up here, still staying active, still playing tennis, still jogging and running every day. And so I'm delighted to see everybody. It's great. Nancy, I remember playing hot ball when we were in elementary school. Do you remember hot ball? When it was raining out, we couldn't go to the schoolyard. We had a rubber ball, and we all got in a circle and threw the ball back and forth. And whoever dropped the ball was out. And then we kept on going. And you and I usually were at the end, throwing the ball back and forth to each other.
Adding another person.
Thank you for the memories.
Okay, here comes Steve.
And I
Here
remember
comes
you were a
Stephen
big
Lenovo.
golfer and all that.
Yeah, I would just like to take this occasion to wish everyone that a happy 80th birthday for those of you who either turned 80 already this year or will turn 80 in the months to come. This is a big year for many of us. And then there are a few youngies that don't turn 80 until next year. So
Yep.
Yeah, I just turned 80 about a week ago, and don't feel it, but it's a number.
it's only a
just
number. Right.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I'm 79 and won't turn 80 until September. But I just say I'm 80.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm not ready for that
It's
one yet.
easier.
Well,
Easier.
Richard Levy and I are the two junior members, I suspect.
Yeah.
I turn 80 on February 6th, and he does on February 8th, I know.
No, well, I'm in March.
And you're in March.
And I'm February
Really a
7th.
child.
Yeah, and I'm December, so I'll.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What date, Rick?
12th
February
of
6th
December.
Oh,
for me. And
you and Frank
February-
Sinatra are the 12th.
Yep,
And
that's
and,
right.
and
Yep.
you're 2 days older than I am. I
2
come the
days
14th.
older. My goodness gracious.
Yeah, I come the 14th.
And I split the difference at the February 7th.
Oh, okay.
I hope I'm not the oldest.
You might be. Gee.
I'm in September.
I don't know. I've got June 25th, and I'll tell you,
Ooh.
I look at it this way. The good thing is I'm turning 80, and the bad thing is I'm turning 80, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the bad thing would be the alternative is much worse.
Right.
So,
We don't know that, actually. We're not sure of that.
So I
Probably.
figure, I think our 80 is a lot younger than our grandparents' 80 was.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So,
You're June
Oh,
25th.
70, so it's 60.
yeah. So, I mean, it's great. We've been doing traveling. We were in Amsterdam. We took a cruise down the Rhine. We were in Hilton Head. It's wonderful to be able to do those things.
Absolutely.
And have the means to do it and the health to do it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we're going. Actually, we were in Europe for a month last year. Now we're heading up to Alaska in a couple weeks.
It's a great trip. It's a great trip, Alaska.
Cruising or traveling otherwise?
Yeah.
Are
We
you
were
going
ready to go on a river cruise in the Danube, and they had a great sale. It was shopping. There was one cabin left. I called up the travel agent. I said, "Okay, you ready for the credit card?" He says, "Yeah, but I have to go in and punch in the exact names and so on." The minute he punched in the names, the airfare went up $600, and we decided we'll wait till next year. Yeah. Just it went up. I mean, it was an expensive, but we'll cover somewhere in the fall.
Steve, where was your departure and arrival, beginning and end?
Oh, it would have been because it's one I really wanted. It was on Avalon, and it was Budapest to Prague because I want to go back to Prague.
Okay. Mhm.
And it was 2 nights in a hotel at either end, plus 9 nights along the way, including an overnight in Vienna.
Vienna.
Yeah, our problem was we find these great travel groups. We had one company that for land tours that we did many years ago, must have gone to Italy 4 times with them and other places, and then they went out of business. And then we signed up with Vantage a couple of years ago. It was wonderful. We were in France and we did the tulips, and they went belly up. But luckily, we didn't lose any money with them. So,
Have you? Did you? Have you? You didn't make the cruise though.
no. This is even 3 weeks ago. The airfare has just gotten way too expensive. But I'm
Really?
off to it's almost $2,000 from Philadelphia.
Well, we go to Vienna at least once a year and sometimes twice a year.
Wow.
As basically a jumping off point for doing other things. And we've been getting great fares on Austrian Airlines from Dulles. So you may want to take a look at that if it's convenient to get there.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
We did the same thing, and it's a direct flight. And it's a very nice airport.
It really is.
But the cruise we went on, I don't know if anybody else would be interested, but it was kind of unique. It was by Uniworld, which we've been on twice.
Mhm.
And it had, you didn't have to choose to do this, but it had a Jewish bent to it. So all the excursions that you went on that where it was appropriate, one of the 2 or 3 that you could choose would be visiting something that would be unique to that area from a Jewish perspective.
How many concentration camps did you hit?
Actually, I'll tell you what was really interesting to us, because it went from Amsterdam, which has a lot of really interesting Jewish history and active. It's a great Jewish museum. And the Sephardic synagogue is very much in operation. But Strasbourg, which was the next to the last stop, we ended up in Basel. Strasbourg has 27 active synagogues.
Wow.
It has a thriving Jewish population. So we didn't go to any concentration camp.
We went on the exact same cruise to Amsterdam, ending up in Basel, where I met my family who lives there. And it was a wonderful educational trip.
I mean, it was amazing, because the captain each night would go over what's going to happen the next day. And it was not a Jewish trip. But on Friday night, he said, I just wanted to let you know, if you want to celebrate Shabbat, there's challah and there's wine in the captain's quarters, and you can say prayers. And
this was a Jewish cruise only. And we saw so many wonderful sights and sad sights as well. But Uniworld does a very wonderful job.
Yeah.
We haven't looked at those before. So anyway.
Ricky Shane.
Yes.
You go to Vienna a lot. I went there once because I'm very interested in the turn of the century Wiener Werkstätter movement, which is in Vienna. But I think the most thrilling part of it was seeing, I can't remember the name, but the horses.
Lippenzinger
Stallions.
That was
they're in the stables at the Hofburg. It's really interesting. One of our sons and his family
I really
are on a plane right now.
Dazzled.
Yeah,
really
that's wonderful.
Dazzled.
We go there. There's a if you get back there is a hotel. It's not a Ritz-Carlton kind of hotel. It's an old school Vienna hotel.
What's
if
the
you've
name
ever
of it?
seen the movie The Third Man,
Yes.
it makes you think that you're part of that movie. It's so old school. It's right behind the Stephansdom, the huge cathedral that's at the center of things.
Yes, right.
It's been a hotel for 400 or 500 years.
What's the name of it?
König von Ungarn, King of Hungary.
There's a tour in Vienna of The Third Man. Has anyone taken it?
No, but I know of it.
We have taken it. I've been to Vienna and Austria actually many times, but we spent a week in Vienna last year and a week in the mountains. But one of my brothers married an Austrian, and so their child, although he has dual citizenship, he's really an Austrian.
It's a wonderful. It's our favorite city. We've been pretty much all over Europe, but it's by far our favorite. That's why we go back there.
Very historic. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
We
It's
tend to
Only
like,
one in Barn. If you're there, it's not a Ritz-Carlton fancy hotel, but you feel like you're in old Vienna.
Hey, guys, I've got a question for Howie, but before that, I want to ask you, when you first started running these seeds, it was, Trenton High included. And of course, I went to Lawrence.
Yeah. No, this was
and-
a junior 3 group. It was
Yeah.
originally set up as a junior thing. And then we have some people that only went to junior 3 for a couple of years. I think Julie was only there for a number of years, right? And then
No, that's not true.
no, I'm sorry. Well,
No, I moved, my family moved back to Trenton when I was 10 and entered the 5th grade and then stayed.
so you weren't there for the whole time. Some of us started in kindergarten and went up. That's like,
No, but I started in kindergarten on the other side of town, all the
Yeah.
way out, and I forgot even the township's name.
Yeah.
It was the only housing that my father could find when the war was over.
Oh.
It was a new development and the only development.
But weren't you on Sanhedrin Drive?
Yep, she was.
Yeah, but that's when I was 13. But
You know, I have real memories
but
of
from-
your rec room. I had real memories. And I remember, I think it was one New Year's Eve, you had a big party, and I loved your rec room. I mean, how many people have rec rooms? And your parents were going out, and they asked the group, they said, does anyone mind if we spike the punch?
Oh, really?
Yes. And Pat Schrager and I raised our hands, but no one else did. No one else.
And said what? You had an issue? I don't remember this.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I just didn't
It
feel
went up at New Year's Eve, though.
It's like smoking pot with your kids. I just, you know what I mean? I just couldn't do it.
I just remember everybody's bar mitzvah parties, I still have a 45 Julie gave me, and I can't remember the title now, but I saw she wrote, her name or something on the record and gave it to me. It was Thanksgiving. For those that came, it was Thanksgiving, 1957, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't smoking dope at your bar mitzvah party, were you?
No. But I was the only one that had a Thursday because my mother couldn't take off from work because she was running a shoe store. So when we found out that you could have a bar mitzvah on a Thursday to read the Torah, and Johnny Weber will tell us all about what you could do on each day. But it was, I think, Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday. And so we had it. So I have pictures of the party. The reception afterwards. And then everybody came at night. It was at it, and it was in the basement and so on. I don't want to get too far away. Tommy, you were asking a question, and then I want to move to Julia because she had something to say too. So,
yes, I just want to ask you guys if it was okay that I had never gone to junior 3.
Oh, sure.
Okay, we're adopting you.
Okay.
I went to junior 2.
Yeah.
I think we take a broad.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Who went to junior 2?
Richard.
I did.
Yeah, Richard did. Sure.
Levy.
Okay, so my question for Howie is actually two parts. Are you still in Boulder?
We live 5 miles north of Boulder on a farm.
Okay, so you're still there in Colorado. Second part of that question is, whatever happened to Ronnie Hay?
Oh, Ronnie Hay. You know when
I'll give you.
But Ronnie Hay was a year behind us.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, we're allowed to ask those questions.
Yeah.
One or two years.
1 year.
1 year
Yeah.
behind us. And
Because
last
you
I
know-
knew, she's probably retired. I imagine she's retired. She worked at a law firm in Washington.
She was a lawyer.
But if you want to
No.
find her, Shuggy Siegel is in touch with her, as far as I know.
Oh my God.
And
And Barbara Axel would know.
Give the reference here, but
Barbara Zeltmacher.
I used to go to the film festival at Cannes every year. And one year there was a publicist, and I was new to the festival, and he said, come by and I'll show you around and how things work here. And he said, and then, maybe we can get together. I'd, like you to meet my girlfriend. Duh, his girlfriend was Shuki.
Really?
Oh, wow. Where does she live?
Oh, wait a minute. Speaking of,
She's married to a guy named Bruce Feldman, and they live in Santa Monica.
Santa Monica.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
They're in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
we have a new one.
Anyone know what happened with Pat Schrager? Where
Yeah. Pat's in
Baltimore, no?
Virginia, outside of Washington.
Right. She and David live.
And
David.
she married David,
Yes.
Right.
I married
her
David.
high
That's
school
right.
sweetheart.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
David
Had
lived
a
in
brother,
England.
Freddie, right? Fred Schreiber.
Fred and Arlene were our next
Yeah,
door
I-
neighbors in
I
our
met
first
Fred
house
recently.
on Lockatong Road in Mountain View.
But it's not the David Simon who wrote The Wire.
No.
No.
He's in Alexandria,
Is it
Phyllis.
David Simon, who was in the group with Jeff
Alexandria,
Epstein,
Virginia.
the Olinskis and that
Yes.
group.
Yes.
And actually, Bobby Olinsky writes, well, now approximately every 3 to 4 weeks, but in the beginning, after October 7, he wrote every week, and he had a long list of people. And Pat Schreiger and when David and all those boys that he was friendly with, they're all on CCs. They get his emails, which are reports.
Pat Schrager?
Sorry?
Pat Schrager is deceased?
No.
What are you saying,
Pat
George?
Schrager's husband, David, is
Oh.
on the CC, the
Oh, okay.
of Bobby Olinsky's I don't know, by now monthly reports on Israel, from Israel, because that's where he lives. Where he's lived since, I don't know, he was 25, I guess.
What happened to Stephen Olinsky?
Okay, first of all, we always have to correct that. It's Stephen Olitsky
With a T.
Okay?
Olinsky.
As far as I know, he's dead. Died many years ago. Spent a few years in prison for various drug alliances. He robbed our house when I was in college, and so as far as I know, he's gone. I can visualize because he was sort of catty corner from where Julie lived. Marilyn Bloomberg was next to them. And
Steve Olitsky?
Stephen Olitsky. Yeah.
Stephen Olitsky. Father was the dentist. Yeah.
Yeah. The last time I saw Stephen Olitsky, I was in the Mercer County Courthouse. I peeked in a courtroom and he was getting arraigned.
Oh yeah. He had major drug issues. He called one day. He actually broke into our house and knew exactly where my room was. Ironically, I mean, this shows you how strange things get. You may all remember that we used to have those little blue coin books that you put the pennies in every year. Yep, and quarters and the dimes. And he needed some money, and he just went to the closet that was locked, opened it up, and took out these blue things and took the coins out just to go do anything.
That's
You know,
so many
it's
years
a
ago,
sad
and how did he get
story.
away?
I'm sorry,
Richard.
too many at one time.
You know, by 15, he was married and he had 2 kids, Fabian and I forget the other one. You know what? It was one of those Fabian singers.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because he had a lot of potential. He really, really did. And, you know,
everybody
went a
puts
different path. I think, you know, I think that he was adopted and they were older and, you know, I think it wasn't the best environment for him.
So are you saying that he lived on Sun, he can drive across?
Yes, he lived not directly across from you.
Yeah.
Who's the track guy? Don, or the weightlifting guy?
Yeah.
Jack.
He lived there after somebody who went to who was in school with us, and actually, they moved back to Connecticut. He's in our class picture.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Person that before the weight was an Olympic star, wasn't he?
Don Bragg.
Yes, Don something.
Bragg. He was
Bragg.
a Walter.
Yeah.
I remember
in terms of
class,
classmate.
yeah, one class, Stephen said to everybody, want everybody to get up and sharpen your pencils at once. And he had thrown the pencil sharpener out the window. So nobody could sharpen their pencil. But then at a certain time, everybody in the class got up at his urging and lined up to sharpen their pencil. And then he said to the teacher, there's no pencil sharpener. And she said, what happened to it? He said, I don't know. It fell out the window. He had thrown it out into the courtyard.
Wow, I don't.
But
I
you
don't
know,
any of this.
He did a lot of things like that.
But he did things. I agree with Phyllis because I knew him very well, and my mother used to take him back and forth to the pool all the time in the summer. And he was what I'd call a cut up as a kid. You know, he would he'd hide in the trunk, and my mother would open the trunk, and he'd come jumping out.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my vision, but not bad things. He was a nice person. He was kind. And caring at that point, but I guess somewhere along the line, he didn't have the direction that he needed. But inside, he was a good, friendly, kind person.
No, there was. So the other thing I wanted to do, and then I promised Julie I'd go to her because she has something she wanted to share. But I got an email which I shared with Ricky Robinson here. From Jan Kunitz today. He joined us in the earlier days, and he's been busy with other things. He did suggest that if anybody wants to reach out to them, just send me an email. I'll send you his email address. He's up in Perth Amboy. He's doing all kinds of art still and outsider thing. I don't know why he doesn't come to these things, but he said he certainly wanted to reach out to everybody and let them know that he thinks about them. So. But Julie has been waiting. She asked me if she could have 5 minutes here to talk about something, and so your turn.
Well, if anyone's in New York or anyone wants to see some of the sculptures on Park Avenue, I presented two to the sculpture committee, and they are there from March to October. And what you do is you click on Bloomberg Connect. And you go to the Fund for Park Avenue.
Julie, you had sent out a notice about it. I remember, and one of the artists is Willie Cole. I love Willie.
Absolutely, that was the first year. This is the second.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I love him, and we have one of his prints.
Oh wow!
Where he used the irons as
yeah.
Yeah, you know, as a.
So anyway, you go
from
Bloomberg Connect is a free app, and the Fund for Park Avenue, you click on it, and then you scroll down. There are not many exhibitions, and all the information on the two artists are there, and they're very fascinating.
What's his name? Jan. I don't know who else was around when Jan was here, but he's doing some interesting art too, primarily public art outside in the thing. So again, if you want to get in touch with him, I can go find the website he uses and so on. But he's still there. And the amazing thing for me, just to let Ricky know if I hadn't mentioned it, we had 138 in our graduating class. Okay, Tommy, you weren't on the list, but I looked at it, and we have 55 emails that we know of. The people that have been invited when I send the blind copies. And in the I guess it's about 4 years we've been doing these. And by the way, Rick, I'm happy to send you the link. There's a YouTube for every one of these things. It's being recorded, but we've only lost one, which was Larry Medoff about a year or so ago, of the people we know. I have addresses for people, but they haven't joined us. And for some reason, Sharon Goldberg, she has 2 accounts on Facebook, which is interesting. And she posted the other day, and she says, "Invite me to the group." And I sent her a message and said, "Well, you haven't sent me your email." So
I knew her very well when I was in junior high.
She's Sharon with an E.
Absolutely.
Sharen. Yeah.
Well, George Hines passed away a few years ago.
Right.
And I spoke to Larry Sherwood 3 days ago. He's in Chicago doing well.
He's joined us. He's been here.
Yes, yes.
David Sherwood now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We flew out to Chicago for his 60th birthday, and it was a surprise. And all his friends got up and yelled, happy birthday, David. And then George Hyman and I yelled out after that, happy birthday, Larry. He knew who we were.
And I'll let you know if you haven't seen, or I guess you can't see, Bruce Berger keeps trying to come in, and I keep letting him in, but he doesn't come in. So
He was in before. He
yeah.
just-
Yeah.
There he is. Wait a minute, he's
New
coming.
member.
Yeah.
We're gonna have an attendant. Joe Murphy's joining us.
Just to note, Marty Schwartz says hello to everybody.
Yep,
He can't-
Marty's been here. Okay, so Steve
Oh,
Dana.
I
you
spoke to
usually-
him last night.
Hi, Bruce.
Hi, he can't join the meeting today.
Steve Dana, right?
Yes.
Say I'd rather not say, or I don't know, but periodically you brought us up to date on Stan Smolder. Any?
I used to know him when I,
I have no new news at
Okay.
all.
He was having health issues,
I
I
don't
know.
know.
oh
You
my
might
God.
have
I had, for many, many years, I had letters from him that I guess we must have communicated when I left Trenton for the summers. Oh my God.
He used to teach, and he and his wife owned a floral shop, I think in Bedford, New Jersey. And we would see him occasionally with Myra and George Hyman, but not for a while.
Update on Stan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Stan.
Hi, Steve. Welcome.
Yeah, Stan has had 2 strokes in the last year. His wife has had 2 bouts of cancer in the last 3 years. They're
Wow.
not doing well. As I understand it, Stan fell down a couple of weeks ago and is confined to a wheelchair.
Wow.
He's not doing well. He doesn't like to communicate like this.
Yeah. We'll give him all our best. Yeah. I mean,
Will do.
I'm still looking for, if anybody, I'll be happy to send you the list again. If anybody knows anybody else's email address that isn't in our group, as I said, we had 55. Some of them have never responded back, even if I send them a note. So,
Send
How about the teachers?
Send it again, Stephen.
okay.
I have some other
Robin, I'll send it to you. I'll send you the list to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's got to
What
be
about
more
the
out there.
teachers? Any update on what happened to any of those teachers that we all had?
Oh, gee.
What about the Latin teacher? I liked him. I can't remember his
Casey.
name.
Francis Xavier Casey.
Yeah, Casey.
Casey,
Oh,
Mr.
yes.
Casey,
Yeah.
Mr. Casey, right. And
Right.
who was the
Forgotten for
geometry
years.
teacher in 10th, I think it was 10th grade?
Wait, Donnie.
Buddhist
son.
Buddhist son.
That would be
What is the
Trenton.
name? I can't hear.
Buddhist son.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mr. Forbes.
Mr. Ford.
But that's Trenton
Or
High. That's
four.
Trenton
No,
Prison.
four.
I had my Baba Sheila rebound. It cost me way more than when we bought it in the first place, $100.
Mine's still in good condition. It has the reunion list from the previous years, and I've posted a couple times the graduation, the junior. Well, that's Baba Sheila's from the high school. We never had one for junior 3, but I have the graduation program. That's how we know how many people were in the class.
I didn't go to Trenton High.
Yeah.
But my mother did, and I think she may have been in the first class there. But I was going through a bunch of old things before we left Boise a few months back.
Yeah.
And I found her Baba Sheila. And in her class, Frank Thompson, congressman.
Can I call you?
We're waiting to be discharged, so I figured I could give you a
And
call.
also
somebody needs
Ernie
to mute.
Kovacs.
And what?
Really?
Frank
Died
Thompson.
during the war.
Yeah.
He was a journalist.
Mm-hmm.
No, comedian.
Comedian, Ernie Kovacs.
Yeah.
He was in Bell Book and Candle, and
He was a genius.
He was
But I went to the
first
centennial.
great television comedian.
Pardon?
Correct.
Ernie
Yeah.
Kovacs was the first great television comedian.
Absolutely.
And he was the first one who kind of did tricks with TV as part of
The
his
LB Trio.
And he started in Philadelphia and worked at the cigar shop in Trenton.
he was in the class of, it would be 1935 or 36, probably 36.
Well, last
Trenton High.
year was the 100th anniversary of his birth, 2 years ago, and they had a ceremony at the museum there. And
Has to be more than that. He has to be more. It has to be more than that. because my mother was born in 1918. She was in the same class.
This is about
1918?
Yeah. And
I don't know.
he was in the same class.
Anyway, I did a video.
Anyway,
of
it's
this
roughly
and
that.
met this woman who was in his class. So it's got to be maybe it's 5, 6, 7 years ago or so on.
Right.
But
Mhm.
the estate is run by Edie, his second wife,
Edie Adams.
Edie Adams' son.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's a publicist. Yeah.
Right.
Just a note that we have 4 minutes and 17 seconds, so we're okay here.
Nancy, I just want to tell you that Eddie's doing great.
My father was born in 1911 and he went to Trenton High.
So my mother was not in the first class.
Right.
It was just a guess on my part.
I remember he would have his reunions. There would be a couple of people who went out to lunch.
Did he go to Trenton High, the Trenton High that we went to? Or was it the earlier?
Yeah,
I don't know where it was.
No,
I have no, but it's
Originally on Greenwood
Trenton
Avenue.
Central High School, wherever it was.
So Ernie Kovacs was born in Trenton?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
He
Raised
lived on
in
Market
Trenton.
Street.
Well,
Lived on Market
David Dinkins was born in Trenton.
Yes, you're right.
Was he really?
Did you know that? Yes. Rodman?
Yeah, I lived down the street in Hopewell Township, or actually 2 blocks away from him.
From
That
who?
was Hopewell
Dinkins?
Township from his sister and brother-in-law.
Two Supreme Court justices too.
Oh, we got Alito.
Who's the second one?
Alito.
Alito and Scalia.
Alito is from Hamilton. There's a street
But he
called
was born in
Samuel Alito Way.
he was
No
born in
way.
Trenton and moved out to
Right.
Steiner
Yeah.
in White Flight. Yep.
Yep. That's why John, what's his name? The comedian, Stewart,
Right,
is
right.
not really Trenton. He grew up in Lawrence. So
Right.
Yeah,
that
I
we-
went to Lawrenceville School. I remember that when
Hear
we
it for
were in
Lawrence.
school, some of the boys who had been with us in junior 3 kind of hived off and went to Lawrenceville.
Gene Rosen, John Vine, were 2 of them.
Bruce Berger?
Oh, yeah.
Bruce, you didn't go to.
Donnie
no,
Friedman?
Don.
Oh, Donnie
Donnie
Friedman
Friedman,
is a
yeah.
doctor
Donnie,
now.
yeah, he's I
Walters.
think he's retired. I haven't seen Donnie in about a year or 2, but he lives right here.
Stephen Walters also went to Lawrenceville.
Yeah.
Who?
Stephen
Oh, that's right.
Walters.
Stephen.
Oh,
yeah.
Stephen Walters,
Did he go to
right.
Lawrenceville?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know John and Gene did, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, I haven't seen Donnie in a while. I need to send him a note or give him a call. We used to see each other. We see each other at the theater, which is sort of fun.
I bumped into Donnie maybe 3 years ago, standing in a bakery off Rittenhouse Square in Philly. He lives
That's
just
where
a
he
couple
lives.
of blocks from there.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
lives in
Right.
Philadelphia.
I
When
bumped
I
into
go
him
to
in
dances
a
with him
meeting
in
in
Lawrenceville. Oh my God.
Yeah.
He always
What
sat in the front seat,
Oh,
front row of every class.
Yeah.
Donnie
I
Friedman.
remember his
How
parents
many
so well. They
people-
always took him to the theater in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
How many people here had their tonsils taken out by his father?
I did.
I
I
might
still
have.
have mine.
Me
I
at
might
Mercer Hospital?
Donnie Friedman?
No,
he
you
was
said how
doing
many
the ear,
people
nose, and
had
throat.
their
Yeah.
He was in
tonsils
ENT.
taken out by him.
Yeah, he did my nose when
Was that at Mercer Hospital?
Duke. His father was Duke.
That's right, Duke.
Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
And his
Okay,
mother
we have
was
a
Dinky.
minute, 5 seconds.
And his mother was Dinky.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
I know, we have a minute. We have a minute. I'd like just to say,
Before everybody
you want to say
goes.
something? You just joined us.
I used to, when I worked at the federal courthouse in Trenton for, I guess it was 4 years, every 2 weeks we would have lunch with Alito. All the staffs got together. Not impressed then or now.
I'm into that.
Now it's taken away a lot of your rights.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to try to do this again next month. I did record it, so I hope everybody's okay with that.
Thank you, Steve.
Within
Thank
the next
you.
hour or so, I'll send it out to everybody. And again, anybody wants the list, Robin, I'm sending you. If you know anybody you're in touch with,
I do know some people. I don't know if you have them, so let's see if.
well, I will send you the list. So we have less than a minute. Anyway, we'll say goodbye. Everybody have a good
Stay
summer.
well,
Let's talk
everyone.
about
Thank you,
Have a good month,
Stephen.
everybody. Have a
Thank
good
you,
month.
everybody.
Thank you.